Hey everybody, welcome to a special Pioneer / Explorer video for Pioneer Nexus MTG. So the reason I'm doing this is, first fold, this is the platform that I get the most practice on with the Explorer / Pioneer format. And wanted to highlight, especially in Best of One, that you will see a myriad of the problems that Wizards has kind of created with the new release of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. In Wilds of Eldraine, there weren't a number of high-impact cards in the Pioneer format. Instead, really Modern kind of got hit, with Up the Beanstalk, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, revitalizing or creating new deck archetypes. Pioneer, on the other hand, really didn't get much. Now, this set, a lot of things have happened. Basically, the Discover mechanic is an addendum to a broken Modern mechanic known as Cascade, which allows you to reveal the cards at the top of your library until you hit a converted mana cost of that number or less. So for Quintorias, for instance, Discover 4, basically you exile until you hit a value 4 or less. What this normally is supposed to do is give you like extra value of cards, just kind of play this fair game where you get extra cards off of your cards. Not generally a big deal, but Magic players, being the wonderful creative people that they are, find ways to absolutely break this mechanic. This has happened in Modern time and time again, whether it was with Cascade into Valky, whether it was the Cascade decks that currently exist, like Living End or Rhinos. Basically, it's happened in the Pioneer format now. If things continue on the current course they are, we might have Combo Winner 2.0. Now, Combo Winner 1.0 nearly killed the format. You had Inverter of Truth combo, which was Dimir Inverter, Thassa's Oracle, which could instantly win the game. You had Heliod Walking Ballista, which could threaten to instantly win the game out of a mono-white mid-range deck. You had Underworld Breach Lotus Field combo, which allowed you to mill your entire deck out and then win with Thassa's Oracle. So there was a myriad of different two-card combos that just ended the game. Well, most of the stuff that's currently been unleashed is a one-card combo. So first up, you have Quintorias Combo that we'll be playing in this video. You also have the Geological Surveyist combo, which is basically another deck that does discover things, but it's a little bit faster. And then you have the Amalia combo that we'll go over in different videos. Other cards certainly got some things. Simic Merfolk got some stuff. Vanifer combo has been popping up a little bit, and Gruul Bard class was a combo deck that was starting to pop up a little bit before things. It's not quite on the power level of these decks, but these are the main three: the Quintorias combo, the Geological Survey combo, and the Amalia combo. Basically, they all do busted things. Quintorias basically can only discover into the Spark Doubles and Clever Impersonators, making copies of Quintorias with Spark Double, or just you Clever Impersonator the Spark Double if you can, or you just Clever Impersonator Quintorias to keep going, and then you're using the stack text, and when you cast a spell from exile, Quintorias deals 2 damage to each opponent and gains 2 life. Basically, you burn your opponent, storm your opponent out, so to speak. And then the rest of the deck is interaction or ramp, things like channel abilities on Greater Tanuki, or Herd Migration, Beanstalk Giant as a way to ramp, and then Virtue of Persistence, Trumpeting Carnosaur, and Leyline Binding, as well as Consign to Oblivion, as ways to kind of sidestep not being able to cast your spells. Right, the other one is Geological Appraiser. I won't go too far down the rabbit hole on this deck, but basically it's using the same Discover mechanic to flip into Glasspool Mimics or Eldritch Evolutions. You're copying the Geological Appraiser to keep the combo going. Eventually you find an Eldritch Evolution, the Eldritch Evolution into Trumpeting Carnosaur, and then you start discovering into more Glasspool Mimics that copy Trumpeting Carnosaur. Eventually you use your final copy of Eldritch Evolution to go find Doomscar Titan, which gives all your crap haste and kills your opponent. This one's a little bit faster because it is 1 mana less than Quintorias, and as far as ramp spells, it uses the ability to make treasures from Magma Opus, Elemental Masterpiece, as well as Creative Outburst. And the reason why I'm going to be doing a best of one is you're going to see these two and the Amalia combo, which I'm not going to cover in this video. I'll cover in other things, or maybe if we happen to run into it in the decks we play against, which I've been running into it quite a bit. There's a couple of variants of it, but basically it uses Amalia and the Explorer effect to basically eventually hit Wild Growth Walker, get a 20 power creature, wipe your opponent's board, and kill them from there. So basically 3 creature combos unleashed on the format, some of which, mainly the Appraiser combo here, can hit on turn 3. You'll really test to see if those Mono Green Devotions, Rakdos midrange decks are really the terrors that we think they are, or if they were just fair midrange decks that were play pretending of being tier decks until something actually broken came along. That said, let's get into some matches. Alright, taking a look at this opening hand. Well, we do have Quintorias. The problem with this hand is we have 3 of our clone effects in our opening hand. No way to ramp, no way to interact, and I don't care who you are, in most Game 1 situations in Pioneer or Explorer, you're not going to survive long enough. This one is a little bit better. We have some interactive spells, double Quintorias. I'm going to put Quintorias back, although it's a bit of a gamble. Otherwise, we could put back Leyline Binding, which I think might be safer to do. The problem here is, obviously, if our opponent is on one of the combos, we have no instant speed interaction, so we'll just die. But that's the fun of this format right now, right? So, looks like our opponent is on mono black. Wait to do that. Our opponent's on step. So we need to grab a white source potentially here. To look at the battlefield, we have Teamer and black, so yeah, we need a white source. Opponent is holding up mana because when you start accelerating, the opponent is never sure if you're on the Appraiser combo or if you're on the Quintorias combo, which they have very similar openings, so it's really kind of hard to, you know, determine which one your opponent's on. And my opponent concedes because, well, they know they either don't have interaction or they're just going to die. So, those of you wondering if it would be ever safe to bring back an Inverter of Truth to the format or Walking Ballista, this is a good example of why that's probably a no. Alright, so we'll look at this hand. This hand kind of has the combo in it with Trumpeting Carnosaur, so we could be able to keep this one. And I think I will, just to show that Carnosaur is kind of the backup combo to the deck. Sure. Opponent is trying to have tech against the instant combo. So it looks like we're up against Angels who adopted Authority of the Councils, which is fine. So we currently have 3. Is this the final one? Yeah. Just gonna hold up Leyline Binding and see what they play. The problem with the Quintorias combo is it does have a finite amount of stuff that can do. So opponent looks like they might have some type of instant speed protection spell here. They're really playing Stamina Safekeeping? Oh, they have Light of Hope. Sure. Mountain. unfortunately for our opponents, they are just dead. People are a little bit slower to scoop to Quintorias because I don't think it's as well known of the combo, because the Geological Appraiser is generally more played because it's a slightly faster combo and is a bit more deterministic just because of the sheer amount of damage it does. So the difference really in the combo is speed versus resiliency. So Quintorias is a bit better, you know, against a deck full of creature removal, but a bit worse against, you know, the mirror match and against you know, things that are packing actual factual burn spells, because you can just like ping Quintorias as it comes into play, and since it only has one loyalty remaining, so, and both are very weak to blue-white control, so blue-white control could easily be tier 0 of the current format. Alright, another match. We just can't keep this hand. We have no either Carnosaur or Quintorias. This one at least has Carnosaur, so we'll keep it. What am I putting back here? Overgrown Tomb? I'm missing red in my opener, so Carnosaur isn't going to be quite as good. Consign might buy us some time. Okay, so now we're likely up against the Amalia combo. So it's one of those situations where we might be interacting on... Well, that was dumb. I needed to play the tap land here. Yep. Fauna Shaman, sure. Just gonna go ahead and kill Fauna Shaman. Now they could already have Amalia lined up, and that was just bait spell, but and that was actually kind of dumb because that was my way to combo. So mistakes were made. Dina, sure. Dina is, well, not part of the actual combo, is a way that they can instantaneously win. So this way we can hold up Consign. Yeah, I was a little bit too quick to fire off Trumpeting Carnosaur, forgetting that that was my way to combo. So mistakes were made. So my opponent is playing Court of Calling, is what this indicates, because they didn't attack. So they're going to chord. Amalia. Okay. We take a life when they gain life, so. Now if they have Wild Growth Walker, I do believe they just win here. They have Extraction Specialist. Okay. Looks like they're still looking for Wild Growth Walker. Goose. And they just kind of get this triggers. We lose life, they explore. Court of Calling is good enough. Not sure why they shocked in there. 1, 2. I guess if they have another chord technically in their hand, we could be dead here. We really need to draw Quintorias here. We do not, so I will force them to discard their last card. That was just a land. So I will pass the turn and accept my fate of dying by the combo that we'll see here in a minute. Mainly doing this just to kind of illustrate what the combo is. Not because I particularly relish my opponent doing their thing, but we're going to chord for Wildgrowth Walker. Wildgrowth Walker, trigger. So we lose life, they explore. They gain life, which will trigger Dina, which will trigger Amalia, which means they will explore again, they will get a counter, and ad nauseum. This will burn us out eventually, and the Amalia obviously would get infinite power to kill us, so. But mainly doing this to demonstrate the combo. There was not quite something similar, but Wildgrowth Walker was used in some of the early builds of the Boros Citadel combo to gain an inordinate amount of life. And just wanted to show what Dina was capable of. This is a deck that, or Amalia. Dina is part of the combo as far as burning the opponent out without involving the combat step. But basically, when Amalia explores and destroy all creatures of its power is exactly 20. All other creatures of its power is exactly 20. So blow up whatever creatures you might have put on the board, swing for 20. But basically, this combo, whenever Amalia explores and destroy all creatures, whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then whenever you gain life. So anytime you have this or Wild Goose, and then just starting the chain reaction, and that's the game. So just wanted to show the match. Alright, take a look at this hand. No way to combo, so we have to mulligan. This hand is very similar. This hand has the combo, so we'll keep. Putting back, unfortunately, our interaction. Oh, looks like we're up against the Quintorias Combo again. There's a couple different variants of it. Some of it involve... Oh no, we're just up against angels. Okay. So I can either ramp or interact. I think here we just ramp. Force our opponent to have a way to instant speed deal with the combo. They don't, so they're dead. GG, well played. Why I'm seeing so much angels I don't understand, but game is over, my friend. A little bit of clicking through. It's not as bad as some combos can be, but Clever Impersonator, make sure you copy your Spark Double variant of the card instead of your Alright, one more, and you're dead. Alright. if you're not interacting, you did. Alright, this hand's obviously a mulligan. I hope we run into the Appraiser combo soon, because I've run into it a fair amount over the past couple of days, since I've been working on learning this, well, learning this deck and seeing how it does in the format. Looks like we're going to get Thoughtseize on one, which is unfortunate, but is one way to break up the combo. Yeah, that's not the one you want to take. There you go. You figured it out. Mm-hmm. Let's get the white source. Why there's been so much mono black, I don't know. I don't think the deck has a particularly good matchup. Oh. Okay, Rakdos? Okay, so we're up against Vampires, which has gotten some new toys. So. Okay, if we can, pardon the terrible expression, staying alive. And we certainly have the tools to buy some time. Do however need to hit 2 land drops, one of which is red. See if they take the right one. I guess they have to take Carnosaur here. Mm-hmm. Just buy ourselves as much time as possible. Rebuy Keruga, which isn't the best of cards, but at least it's a roadblock that draws us a card, so. This is one of the new additions. Basically doubles the amount of damage we take. Bloodletter of Alcatraz. So it's a 2/4 that really hits like a 4/4. That doubles the power of our other creatures. And I do believe that is lethal. So, we're getting to see all the new toys of all the decks. Alright, this hand is pretty good. The only issue with this hand is the drawing the one copy of Spark Double, but the rest of the hand is pretty reasonable, so. Up against straight up speed here. Depends on how fast the Convoke start is, whether we can compete or not. Okay, the opponent has, Resolute Reinforcements. Taking the time off to do that, they may not kill us in time, so. We are, however, going to need to draw a land next turn. That's a problem. Thalia might buy them enough time. Two, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 10, 14, 16. 2, 4, 6. So 14, 16. Into Alright, so 5, 4, 8, 8, 10, 12, 14. So any land should do it next turn. Instead, we drew Virtue of Persistence. Nope, not quite good enough. Alright, hand is pretty good. Okay, well, I keep running into everything but the matchup I want to run into. This could potentially be Spirits, but I think more likely blue-white control. Okay, confirmed we are up against blue-white, a variant of blue-white control. Problem for our opponent is they are on the Lotus Field version, which means this continuity is really their only, a good bit of their only interaction, so I'm just going to jam. That's fine, we have another one. Okay, good for them. Here's a 7/7. Nice Wandering Emperor you got there. You hit the wrong thing. Now that said, we might not have enough clone effects to kill them from here, but we'll see. Just enough. That has you complete blue-white control. Right, try one more match looking for the Geological Appraiser combo, which I can't seem to find to save my life right now. So I am terribly sorry, opponent. You clearly registered the wrong deck in the current format. Remember when mono green was the scourge of the format? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And apparently my neighbor disagrees. But Quintorias Combo, yada yada yada. Again, make sure you're copying the Spark Double version, which, if you want a quick cheats, basically has more loyalty without having to look at the thing. Basically, because it comes in with +1 loyalty, and you're just dead. So we're back with a wrap of Combo Winter 1.0 or 2.0 beginning. So this is the 60 card main deck we played, as well as a sideboard that's not completely put together because I don't have the wild cards for it currently. But basically you got to see everything but the Geological Appraiser combo that's going on in the current format. You know, you've seen the Quintorias combo in this video. You got to see the Amalia combo. You got to see some of the new toys the Rakdos decks have. The Merfolk deck has the new Tidebinder, or whatever, the new Stifle Merfolk on a stick. And you see people starting to try to adapt to the current thing with the Geological Fraser combo, people playing Authority of the Councils. Quintorius sidesteps some of the hate, but then runs into things like, we did against the Convoke opponent with Thalia, making it more expensive. So it's a matter of these decks kind of getting boiled down to their best iterations and seeing if the format can kind of counter them. But as it stands right now, we do have, unfortunately, turn 3 pure combo decks back in the format, whether it be Geological Appraiser, Quintorius being able to combo on turn 4, the Amalia combo being able to go off, I believe. So turn 3, I believe, is a possibility if you go Prosperous Innkeeper into Amalia into Wild Growth Walker, I believe is a turn 3 combo. It usually plays Tyvar and Court of Calling. Some variants also play Fiend Artisan and Fauna Shaman. So there's a lot of iterating going on with the decks right now. This part of the stage is kind of interesting, but I think these decks are a little bit more real than the Archfiend of Dross, Metallurgic copy spell were. Because basically, you only need one card to go off, especially with these Discover decks. Either Quintorius or the Geological Appraiser to start the party. And then if you don't have the perfect interaction at the time, either something that can kill a 3 toughness creature, or something that can either damage or kill a Quintorius, things like Shoulder's Edict, Murderous Rider, basically any burn spell that can target planeswalkers can stifle the Quintorius combo. But then, this deck has an okay backup plan. Casting Giant 8/8s and making 15 power with Herd Migrations. The sideboard's a little unique. I don't know if these are the correct sideboards, but Bedeck Bedazzle, basically a kill spell that you can, use Repudiate, Replicate. I had played against me earlier out of one of the Geographical Appraiser decks. It triggered the countered the Discoverability, so that might be a route some of the formats going. Thought Distortion to fight through the control decks. Not entirely sure why Shafet Monitor's in here. I know it's another cycling creature that gets basics. I'm not arguing that point, but it already feels like we have a pretty decent amount, although maybe you want to speed up the deck just a tiny bit in some matchups, so maybe that's what's going on with it. But you still have Beanstalk Giant and Greater Tanuki, or whatever it's called. So this format's going to be interesting. I don't know that it's a healthy format, but we've got some shakeups. So let's see how Modern will be moving, or not Modern, Pioneer will be moving forward, but format's at least not bland right now while these decks are being iterated on. But once again, we do have quite the possibility of the beginning of Combo Winter 2.0 in Pioneer. So that said, like Pioneer content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you for our next video.